It's 40 degrees. The wind hasn't stopped for 6 days. And the only shelter your group has left is the hollowed-out carcass of a mammoth you killed a week ago. That's not an exaggeration. That's an actual survival strategy archaeologists have found evidence for, and it tells you exactly how desperate Ice Age winters really were. Here's the reality most people don't understand. During the last Ice Age, parts of Europe and Siberia regularly dropped to temperatures that would kill an exposed human in under an hour. There was no wood in some regions, no dense forests, nothing to build a proper structure with, so people used what was actually available. At sites in Ukraine, like Mezhirich, archaeologists found entire dwellings built from mammoth bones, dozens of skulls and tusks stacked and arranged into a dome-shaped frame, then covered with hides for insulation. Building one of these took an enormous amount of coordinated effort, but it worked. It kept people alive through temperatures that would have killed them outdoors in hours. And it wasn't just bones. In genuinely desperate situations, freshly killed large animals, mammoths especially, provided emergency shelter almost immediately. The body cavity, once cleared out, held heat far longer than the open air outside, and thick hide and fat layers blocked wind in a way nothing else nearby could. Here's what nobody talks about. Fire wasn't just for warmth in these conditions. It was often the only thing standing between survival and death within hours. Groups took turns feeding fires constantly, all night, every night, because letting one go out in negative 40-degree cold wasn't an inconvenience. It could kill everyone sleeping near it before morning. And clothing was an optional decoration. At sites across Russia and Ukraine, archaeologists have found bone needles dating back over 30,000 years, evidence of tightly fitted, layered clothing, not loose draped hides. Fitted clothing traps warm air against the body instead of letting it escape, and that difference could mean surviving the night or not. Food mattered just as much. Ice Age humans needed enormous caloric intake just to generate enough body heat to survive extreme cold, which meant successful hunts weren't just about getting food. They were about generating literal biological fuel fast enough to outpace how quickly the cold was draining it. So here's the full picture. Surviving an Ice Age winter wasn't about toughness alone. It was bone-dome shelters built from an animal's remains. It was fire that never went out because it couldn't. It was clothing sewn tight enough to trap body heat and enough food to keep generating that heat all night long. Every piece had to work together, and if even one failed, people didn't wake up. The next time you complain about a cold morning walking to your car, remember that your ancestors sometimes survived that same cold by climbing inside the body of an animal they just killed because it was genuinely the best option they had. They didn't have heating systems. They had bones, hides, fire, and each other, and somehow that was enough.